Hello fellow gaming fans, this is Small Archangel and today we are bringing something slightly different to the channel. We are trying out a brand new game which just hit Steam in alpha, pretty early alpha, just a couple of days ago. It released in the US on the 6th of June and in the most of Europe early morning on the 7th of June, and that was 2 days ago. So as of time recording, it's 8th of June today, so you can imagine this is still in pretty early access. So if anybody's thinking of buying it or they've been watching it, they're wondering what's the state of the gameplay, well, here we go. You can trust me to give you the absolute sort of truth, and you'll just see what's going on in game. I have been playing this a little bit already. I obtained it as soon as I could, yeah, there are bugs, but it also has potential. So we're going to see what we can do today. We're probably not going to be able to achieve all that much, but we'll give you a flavour anyway, and I'll show you what the game is kind of potential for as well, because we're not going to get very fast. We're not actually going to be able to access a lot of the content for that. I would have to do a let's play, and at the moment I'm not sure if the gameplay is quite stable enough to permit us to do anything prolonged like that. So first and foremost, this game is Spirit Animal Survival, and it's another survival game. Oh look, an ent. This is the spawn in location right here. This is where we all spawn in here. So it's a survival game, but you can imagine if Rust and Ark had a child, it would probably look something like this. We have got dinosaurs here. We've got all sorts of fantastical creatures as well. We've got sort of human and humanoid NPCs as well. Some of the creatures are aggressive and hostile, and some are not. And at the moment, I kind of haven't quite worked out which are which, and I haven't managed to get off this island. There are multiple islands with no loading screens. The only time you go to a loading screen is when you find an instance, because there are MMO based kind of instances as well. Then you have a loading screen to go into an instance zone where you can fight boss creatures, and those boss creatures will then give you the ability to morph into a spirit animal, hence the name Spirit Animal Survival. So far we have 0, because this is a brand new game I've started here. If we just open my character screen there, I tried to make a character that looked a bit like me. She doesn't really very much. There is character customization, but I find, generally speaking, it sort of ignores a bit what you put in and doesn't pay too much attention to things like coloration and stuff. My hair's not that colour, it's darker, but hey, very early development, what can we say? So here we are, we were naked, we have nothing in our inventory, but you can see all the stuff here that we could craft. So there's buildings here, and this goes way down. We've got stuff we can build out of wood, branches rather, and we've got stuff we can build out of planks. Hello? No, I can't place them yet because I don't have the ingredients, but it will still try and place a mesh into the world. The escape button does not bring up a menu as you normally expect it to. Let's get rid of the chat box. I'm in single player here. If you start a single player game, there's too much to cover. I'm not going to be able to do it, but I'll try. If you start a single player game, basically what you're doing is a little bit like Ark and a lot of the games like that, where basically you're hosting your own server. If you want it to be single player and you don't want anybody else coming in, you password protect it. So that's what we've got here. But you can see I don't move. I'm frozen in place, so be careful. You're in the safe zone. When you do this, I've got my cursor, which means that I can access these buttons here. Now, this one on the left, I don't know if you can see, but down the bottom left, we've got our hotbar here, of course, but we've also got 8 little icons here. The one on the very far left is our respawn, which will take us back to the respawn location where we spawned in, just behind me. Then the cross swords is the arena, which in PvP is a PvP arena, so you can queue to enter in there and fight with other people. We've got our inventory as the helmet here, but that is also accessed by hitting tab, so it's a tab inventory, and there you get your crafting screen, your character screen, and your inventory. So it's not actually your inventory, that is it? No, I meant it's just the character screen, that one. This is our settings menu. There we go. Oh, my crafting menu is still open. Let's try that again. Oh, and my escape is now. There we go. Okay, so there's our settings menu. So here you can set your in-game settings. I find that some of these don't stay. The music was just way too loud, so I've turned it off so I can do the video. Shadow resolution, anti-aliasing, all of these seem to just kind of reset themselves, I find. So if I stick those up as high as possible, There we go. And LOD level, maximum LOD level also seems to, to sort of change itself as well. But I'm not sure if that's made any difference to the visuals particularly. Anyway, so there you go. And then we've got some more here. We've got, I think this is a crafting menu, but some of these are quite difficult to, it's over there somewhere. Yeah, that one's not really working, but that's meant to be the crafting menu. This is your actual inventory, of course. Here we have our emotes. Now, these don't work in single player. You can break dance all you like, but no one's going to see a thing. And then here is where you can create a tribe and invite people to it. I think we have to click that again to get rid of it. Yes, we do. There we go. Woo! So if you want to quit out the game, you hit escape and then click on the little sextant icon down there. So it took me a while to work this out, so I did it so you guys didn't have to. Alright, here we go. So we can see a Brontosaurus or Diplodocus or some sort of thing over here. You can see on the bottom right of the screen, as you'd expect in a survival, my survival icons. So I've got my food and water at the bottom there. The food is in orange, the water in light blue, and then above that we have our stamina. So that goes down when I sprint, which is a shift key thing, as you'd probably expect, and then recovers when we stop sprinting. We've got our health in red, and we've got our breath meter in blue, which is useful for when you're swimming. I don't think the Brontosaurus is aggressive. We could probably go right up to him because he's a vegetarian. Say Brontosaurus, it looks a bit spiky. I'm not quite sure if it's a Bronto. Same with the elephants, but mostly I've been kind of keeping away from the creatures a bit just because look at the size of that. But what we do need to do is go and take a drink. So we're going to go down to the water's edge and then we'll get on with harvesting stuff and picking stuff up in the world. Now, I'm very careful around water in this game at the moment because it seems to me to be very, very dangerous. Now, obviously, it's supposed to contain dangerous creatures, but we're going to hit E whilst drinking, and there we go. That's filled up my water meter. Now, I don't know if I can reproduce this bug, but if I try to swim from this little bit of beach, sorry about this, by the way, if anyone's got motion sickness, you want to be careful watching this video, and indeed play the game, because at the moment, the camera really does move around a lot. I don't suffer from motion sickness, but I can quite easily see how this could be caused in this game because it does rock around a lot, especially when your character's sprinting or going up and down hills. It kind of waves around in a really quite sickening manner, so be careful of that if you do suffer from motion sickness. I don't want anybody turning green if we can help it. So what we're going to do is we're going to swim here. Now, it's quite difficult to keep above the water. You can see I keep kind of going under the water, and I'm not sure why. There you go. It's almost as if she's being dragged under. And the longer you swim for, the more she'll get dragged under. And then eventually she'll start taking damage. Now you can see her stamina meter is still full. And her breath meter is still full. But I have found previously, and I don't know if that's changed here, I might just have had a bugged game. For some reason, she is just going under the water a lot, and it takes longer and longer to get to the surface, and now she's not surfacing at all. There you go, and we're taking damage, and I have no clue why. What is that all about? Look at that, I'm now nearly dead. Is there anything in the water? Not that I can see, no. So I don't know whether the devs have put that in deliberately to try and stop us from going in the water too much. I honestly have no clue. My stamina meter wasn't going down, so it's not as if I was out of stamina. My breath meter wasn't down, so it wasn't as if I was drowning. I was just taking damage. So, and now her stamina meter's out because you can't get up there. Okay, let's try going a different way. I just don't want to swim, obviously. My health is low enough. It will recover by itself, but that is one bug that I've discovered, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Forewarned is forearmed. Now, gathering stuff. Rather improbably, we have 3 eggplants lying on the ground. This is typical, but it's pretty good because if you're starving to death, as I am, I can just shove this on my hotbar now. There we go. 9. And once we do that, my hands disappear, presumably because I'm holding an aubergine. And crunch, crunch, crunch. I hit E, and that's our interact key, and that enables me then to eat the eggplant. That has not completely filled my hunger bar, so I will eat another one. You can't spam eat things in this game. You do have to wait a little while before you can actually eat a second or third item. So found that one out as well, which is realistic enough. Eating, sort of 15 steaks in 2 seconds is really not generally possible. So it's starting to get a little bit evening-y at the moment, so it's that down there looks to me like... The more fantasy creature something looks, the more likely it is to be dangerous. That's something I've learned as well. But we're not going to be covering combat here because we ain't going to get that far. So we're going to start punching trees now. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye out for some harvestables and foodstuffs off the ground. There's a T-Rex or some sort of dangerous thing over there. You can see from punching that tree, I've got 2 sticks, 1 log, 2. Now, what are they called? Lucky limes, and if we just click on these, we can see what they are. A cherry, and also a waving leaf. So all of these items will enable me to craft things. Obviously, the wood, we can use that as fuel to burn things or craft things out of it. Same with the sticks. But these, we can combine in a campfire to make various recipes, which will give us buffs and what have you. So, for the moment, we haven't got enough materials to make ourselves an axe. So we need to get into tool production. There we go. And when night falls, well, I'll show you how dark it is. We'll see if we can make a torch. The torches don't seem to do a right lot of good at the moment, to be honest. They cast very little light, which is probably realistic, to be fair. There we go. There we go. And we've collected some straw there as well. Some materials are easier to to gather than others. We've got 6 logs now, so that's good. So, do we have the ability now to make ourselves a stone hatchet? Now, bizarrely enough, the stone hatchet does not contain any stone. We just need log, and we can make this from level 1. So, there's a couple of things you need to be able to craft things. You need the correct materials, but you also need the correct levels. So, there we go. That will take 34 seconds to make. So, in the interim, let's just take a little sprint over in this direction. I'm just going to eat my other aubergine, I think. There we go. And we're going to run over here. Now, this sort of high-vis white sort of thing in front of us is a cotton bush. These are very, very important. And in the game, you'll find yourself running around after cotton bushes quite a lot because it's one of the key crafting ingredients for cloth, but also for certain structures. We can also see, well, I can see, I don't know about you guys because they're pretty small on screen, I can see some fairly high-vis the fruits and vegetables lying on the ground. There's some carrots here, and they kind of just sit on the floor at the moment, which looks a bit bizarre. There's a banana here, or probably more than one. Sometimes you have to get around the right side to be able to pick them up. There we go. 4 bananas, and there was something else around here as well. Here we go. Corn, I think. Sweet corn. There we go. Sweet corn times 3. Nice. So we're starting to collect some nice harvestables there. They're not really growing on anything yet, but it's early days, and eventually they may be growing on something. Now, it's getting pretty dark. Can we make a torch? Yes, we can. So let's do that. Here's my hatchet. That's nice. So we've got our first tool. For a pickaxe, we are going to need to gather some stone. And the way to do that is to hit rocks with our axe. It's not the best thing for gathering stone. Of course, the pickaxe is going to be better for that. Now, where's my torch? Well, that's going to take a little while, which is inconvenient given it's getting dark quite quickly. Be careful. That looks a little bit cliff-like. But given it's getting dark, there's one thing I've found currently in game at least, is that actually it's quite a bit... I'll just put the axe away because I can't really see past it. It's actually not very easy to see anything very much except harvestables. So you can use the night time to find foodstuffs that are lying on the ground because they really glow, like really glow. So it makes them sort of pretty easy to spot. That, for example, is some garlic. There we go. I won't eat that raw because, you know, it probably smells. It's also good for making certain things with. I'm not absolutely sure what at this point. What do we make with garlic? Okay. Hearty healing stew, garlic, spicy red chili, and an oven. Okay, so we need an oven for making that. So you guys probably can't see a thing. Let me just see. I've got my torch now. So let's just put that in number 3 because I want number 2 to be my pickaxe. Here we go. There's my torch. So we can see my torch, but you can't see a lot past the torch because I'm holding it right in front of my screen, which is great. So it wants to be a little bit to the right, if you ask me, because it's kind of, you know, blocking my view as much as... and it's only casting a small circle of light, which, you know, is realistic enough, quite honestly. That's as it should be. So... we can't sleep through the night. We can't make a bedroll that easily, but a bedroll will give us a spawn point. So we're going to have a look while it's dark the things that we can make here. There's all sorts of materials that we can craft here from various other things. You can see the campfire, funnily enough, requires stone. We're going to need 24 stone for that. And then there's other things too. Rustic rope. Yeah, if you make structures out of branches, you're going to need a lot of rustic rope, and that requires cotton. So it requires 5 cotton per piece of rustic rope, and you'll probably need about 5 rustic rope for each building piece as well. The building system works very similarly to games like Ark, where you've got building pieces of foundations, walls, doorways, that kind of thing. So it's going to be familiar to anybody who's done stuff like that. And then we've got some pre-built houses and things you can make as well, and all sorts of things. So some of these are building elements like leather and clay and what have you, and some are standalone structures, so you don't necessarily have to build your own things piece by piece if you don't want to. Provided you can get the ingredients, you can just stick a pre-made one down. Okay, so what we really want is to see if we can find, we've got weapons and things here, so we should probably try and make ourselves, we need 12 sticks for that, so we're going to have to hit some more trees. Iron spear, grinder spear, so some of these are going to be beyond us at the moment. Likewise, armor. There are a few tiers of armor, 6 I think, or are there 5? 6, there we go, so 6 tiers of armor. And the 6th one, that's the highest one currently, requires leather and cloth, and you have to be level 14 to craft that. So let's see if I can find a bedroll. No, I can't, is the basic answer there. We've got, I think this basically, others should read all. It shows us absolutely everything that we can create. So yeah, we've got chests and storage things that we can craft in game, as well as some pretty cool looking furniture items, so I'm looking forward to getting further into the game to explore those. However, one of the problems I've found with the game so far, one of the bugs, I've shown you one of them, another one that I've experienced, but I don't think everybody is, so I don't know what's wrong with me, is a storage problem, which is, where is it? There is a storage chest right here, for which you need to have level 3, which I'm not yet, so I'm probably not going to be able to demonstrate this. You need 10 logs, and you need to be level 3. And I find that if I put anything in that, let's put that away, it's kind of in the middle of my face, really, it's annoying me now. If you put any item in a storage chest, whether it's on a foundation, in a building or not, what I find is that when you log into your game next, everything in it is gone. And that's not necessarily something that is experienced by everyone, because I dare say the Discord channel and the Steam discussions would be absolutely full of people complaining if that were the case. And I haven't come across anybody else saying that at all. Now, I don't know if that's because, you know, just nobody has said anything yet, but that has certainly happened to me in multiple games. I think this is some more garlic. It's actually quite difficult to spot there and there in the grass, but as I say, if you want to find harvestables, there we go, there's one over there. When the light levels are low, currently is a good time to look, because you can see them much more easily, because they retain a lot of light even when the rest of the world does not. So we're going to see if we can find some stone now. We're going to avoid these big toothy things. We're going to see if we can find some stone. I probably need to get some of this food within reach. So I'm going to stick that in 9. There we go. And we'll just crunch our way through some sweet corn, in spite of the fact there's a frog down there. And yeah, there's a turtle over there as well. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but there is both of those things. And I can see some rocks in the distance. So unlike Ark, I mean, I haven't been able to find any small stones. I've read somewhere that you're supposed to be able to pick up small stones from beaches and things, but I haven't found any, quite honestly. I haven't seen any. This tree's slightly floating, so we'll chop that down. This does not take any fewer hits when we hit it with an axe, but what we harvest, we should harvest more, I think, or it would change the amount that you harvest or the type of stuff that you harvest. I haven't been able to really work that one out. What we harvest from each node, tree or rock or anything, seems a little bit randomized to me. So from trees we can get logs, we can get sticks, we can get leaves, we can get fruits, usually limes, and we also get quite a lot of straw. And I'm not sure if that changes depending on what you're using. Obviously I'm using a stone axe here. If we were to use a metal axe, perhaps what we got would be different. I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to go and see if we can hit some stones now with our axe. You can see the axe has got a durability bar on it. It's pretty small, but it's there. And obviously when that wears out, then the axe breaks and we have to make a new one. I'm not sure if it's really possible to repair them in game. So we're just going to brave the water for long enough to fill up our water bar. There we go. You basically have to hit the action key whilst swimming, so you can't just stand on the shore and do that. That doesn't seem to work. You have to be in the water. Stinky onion. Nice. Okay, and there is a two-legged fiend over there as well. Some sort of dinosaur. The large tooth and claw variety that you really want to keep your distance from. But we want to get these rocks here. A little bit hollow underneath that one. It's not lying on a solid surface, so we'll hit this. We're gathering metal, stone, sand and salt. Oh, and some gold ore as well. Nice. Okay, so the main problem I've had so far, which has kind of blocked my progress, is the bug I told you about with the chests not retaining any of my stuff. Pretty much with your inventory, this is it. What you see is what you get. Once that fills up, you're not encumbered, but you can't pick up any more stuff, and if you craft things, they will just disappear. The crafting materials will be consumed, but you won't actually get the item, and you'll get no warning either. It won't say your inventory is full, and that, I mean, that is something that I have mentioned actually on the Discord channel for the game. Yeah, his shadow is looming large over me, but I think he's far enough away we don't have to worry about him too much. And that's the main thing that's prevented me from making any real headway so far, is the fact of that. So I'm not sure. Hopefully that will get fixed. To say, it's been mentioned. Okay, here we go. So the graphics are quite pretty if you've got them on max. The lighting is quite pretty. A few people have commented on the camera sort of waving around a lot, and you know, you'll find generally that, you know, you'll be playing and you won't move the camera at all yourself. It will just automatically swing up and down. See, I'm not doing a thing there, I'm just going forwards, and depending on whether I'm going down or uphill, it's sort of swinging around a bit, which is not great. So what have we got now? Hopefully not a dinosaur behind us. No good. So we've got 99 metal from that, along with 89 sand, and over a full stack of 99 is a full stack of anything. Over a full stack of salt as well, plus some, what is that? That's silver ore and gold ore, so both of those things. So we've got loads of stuff there, but only 19 stones. So the bizarre thing is that you'll get all sorts of stuff depending on, I think it is depending on what you actually hit them with. So if we go to tools now, heavy metal axe, we need to be level 2 for that. We've got the ingredients though, so if we can level up, you can see my progress bar just underneath my QWERTY hotbar, if you like. I'm not quite sure what that hotbar does, to be honest. Oh, look, there's some tipsy turnips. I find more turnip than anything else in this game, so my character, early game, pretty much lives on the stuff. So, yeah, if we can fill that, we can then make ourselves a metal axe, which might make our ability to gather what we need from the trees somewhat easier. I don't know. But we're going to make our way up that hill as well. To my left, you can probably see there's a little bit of a structure up there. So we're going to head up there, and I'll show you some of the humanoid NPCs. As far as I'm aware, you always spawn in at the same place, so I've got to know this bit of the world fairly well. Come on, pick up the corn. Oh, too much grass, I can't pick it up. Ah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I think this is probably intended to, you know, ultimately be, you pick them up off bushes and what have you, but looks like we need to eat again. Here we go. When we level up, I think it is, that'll do us for the moment. I think it is kind of automatic that some certain stats will be added to and things. So I'm going to gather one more tree. We're going to arm ourselves with a spear, and we should have enough stone to make ourselves a pickaxe actually as well. Level 2. We need level 2 for that. Let's see if we've got weapons that we can make. We'll make that from level 1. Go. Let's get one. We're also going to need another axe, actually, because this one is pretty trashed. So we'll make ourselves a new axe as well. Here we go. Now, you can see that probably where my cursor dot is, there's a little guy there. There's another little guy over here. And we can see some structures too. And then over there, there is a cow. And rather tantalisingly, a couple of horses. So what I'm thinking is, should we rustle a horse? Here we go. I've got a weapon just in case things turn nasty. But yeah, should we, mere level 1, nick off with one of these horses? And I think the answer has to be yes. Now, if I crouch down, can I stealth it? Ho! What? That was so loud. What the heck was that? Discovered new area. Okay, I honestly have no idea what that enormous boom was. You discovered Grohl's Tripe Village. Okay, you can see on the top bar there, we've got sort of different things that appear with little icons and what have you. Like this one, which is, you know, Grohl's Settlements there, right in front of us with a cow. 34 cow female. Now, we can actually milk cows by hitting N, she says, but only if they belong to it. Oh, wait, 2, 1, 0, press N to milk. Wait, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that is bizarre. So, if I look in my inventory now, we have milk. Yeah, we have 2 milk. Oh, my word, right. And then we have horses here, which we're absolutely going to steal. But these little dudes don't seem to be attacking me. I'm a little bit... I'm wrong. They are attacking me. Ah! And I'm stuck! Oh my goodness. Okay, I should probably just leap on a horse. Oh crap. And I'm out of breath too. No, we need 2 really. He's level 5. It's not a good idea. This is not a good idea. Let's get out of here pronto. I'm just going to keep running, quite frankly, because attacking someone who's level 5 when you are level 1 is not smart. I would like to steal a horse, though, so I'm fairly determined to do that. I think, now we know we're level 5, we will possibly be back. I will go back later to get that. Get my revenge. Wreak my revenge. But for now, I will just stealth it. She's walking in air. That's interesting. Now, how do we actually get on this? F to mount. Nice. Let's go. Woohoo! Horsey! Yes! I've stolen a horse. This is marvellous. Nice one. I like it. Okay, there we go. So, that wasn't so difficult to do. Wow, this horse can really turn on a dime. Look at it. Woo! Again, apologies to anybody who suffers from motion sickness, but there we go. So I've got a horse. Whether this horse is now mine or just will always be forever flagged as stolen, I've no idea. Whether there'll be recriminations, I've no idea. Whether I have to feed it, I'm not entirely sure. I know a lot of tamed animals do need feeding. With what, I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything much on the horse. I'm not seeing any kind of stats for the horse here. I've got off it and he's vanished completely. Oh my word, seriously? He's just gone completely. That is not great. The horse has completely disappeared. So that is obviously a major bug. So I don't know what's going on with that, because I'm on relatively level ground as well. So the horse has just vanished. Could be that he's disappeared because it wasn't my horse. So if I haven't got a horse of my own, it just disappears as soon as I get off it. Could be that. Not entirely sure. There's a lot in this game. The game does not hold your hand. It does not tell you everything that you need to know. And therefore, you know, there are some things that remain a mystery and have to be found out just by doing stuff. So we're going to gather some more materials here. I'm going to see if we can gain our level 2 because I want to test out that metal axe. Okay, so looking in my inventory, I have, for some reason, got 3 metal spears. Now, I didn't just kill anything, so I'm not quite sure where they came from. Perhaps I accidentally... No, I can't have made those accidentally, or no, because I have to be level 2 to make those. So maybe we got those through the horse. I have absolutely no idea. They are just randomly in my inventory, and I don't know why. The milk can be obtained from cows, yet need for some crafting recipes, but you can also, most vegetables, fruits, and what have you, you can, generally speaking, just consume them as they are, and they will rehydrate and feed you. So yeah, I tend to just, early game certainly, I don't worry too much about that. But so on with the show. We're basically going to just see if we can gather what we need. I want to make a campfire actually, because we're going to need that. So let's see, 19 stone. Okay, we're going to need some more stone. So I want my pickaxe, but we also want to get some more stones. Stone, generally speaking, can be found closer, sort of further downhill, which always seems a bit bizarre to me. It should be up mountains, but there you go. I think there's a rock over there. So if we risk... There we go. There's obviously a rock here. We need to eat some of this again. I don't think this is satisfying us particularly well. We might, in fact, be better off with these turnips here. Uh-oh. This is something else I find happens quite a lot. I find myself... And I just ate them all, did I? No, thank goodness. So I'm going to put that back in there. Oh, actually, I should put it there. And then put those there. So sometimes you have to be very, very careful when changing things out in your inventory, because they will just fly across the world and start rolling downhill. You have to run after them. Okay, so do we have enough stones now? When we get a pickaxe, we'll be able to harvest more stone and less of the sand and metal and what have you. Okay, so tools. Campfire, here we go. Craft. There we go. Okay, and I think probably the best thing to do is to set up on a bit of beach to start with. So that's what we'll do. We'll just plonk our campfire down on the ground. It won't stay lit all the time, so it's not as if it's going to really... I have to kind of get my bearings. We're sort of near to the Diplodocus or whatever he is. And I will put my campfire somewhere, I don't know, over here. When it's made. Oh, not quite yet. And this is a sort of a flattish bit, and of course we've got water right there, which is useful as well. In fact, we need some more now. Hopefully we can get out again easy enough. There we go. That's enough of a doggy paddle for me for the moment. Campfire, not quite done yet. Okay, so there's our campfire in our hotbar. So, as per most survival games, we can just plonk it down there. And then we should be able to open it. There we go. And then there's probably a few recipes we can craft in here. We don't need actual fuel in there. Not at the moment anyway. So if we place our lucky limes in there, if you click on these, you can see what recipes, what things could be combined to make what. To craft chili berry salad, you require cherry and lucky lime. Okay. And it just tells you how many you have of each of these, I think. There we go. And we've only got 9 of one and 4 of the other. Nonetheless, that will make some of that. And then you can click on the other things you have here. That requires an oven. That requires an oven. And that requires an oven. Crafted twisted cedar wine require red apples and golden apples. Okay. And then orange used for healing recipes. So here's our chili berry salad, which restores 20 thirst and 25 health. So more than you would expect to get restored by just eating the raw ingredients, I think. So we've got 1 more of those to make, and this should add to my experience as well. There we go, done. And you can see I'm transferring those to my inventory rather than to my hotbar, because if I try and transfer them directly to my hotbar, I know from experience they'll just fall on the ground. This is another reason to set up camp. There we go. On the level, so all the stuff you accidentally drop doesn't go rolling off down the hill. There we are. So you can see that's automatically turned itself off for the time being. So once it had finished cooking, it turned itself off. So back to the grind. We're almost there, almost to our level 2, and we also want, if possible, whoops, she's out of breath again. We also want, if possible, to start crafting ourselves some some pieces of building, really, and start crafting a base, just so that you guys get the idea of where we start with that. Although, as I say, there is so much content in this game that we just can't explore in a first impressions video like this. So, if we look at the buildings, cement. No, we don't want, we're not at cement yet. Let's just have a look and see. The top ones require branches, sticks and logs. Stairs, wood. Door, branches. Okay, so the wood part requires sticks and logs. The pillar branches, log, sticks and rustic rope. That's for the branches ones. And we need a lot of rustic rope for that. At the moment we've only got 10 cotton, so we can't make nearly enough cotton, nearly enough rope. So let's go down to the planks. Door plank, foundation plank. No, I want to see what it is. We need 12 log and 5 plank. We haven't made any planks yet. I'm pretty sure. Here we go. This is planks. So if I craft as many planks as I can, and we just click this till it goes into the red. There we go. Craft. We can craft those. No, we'll get rid of that. And then we need more trees. So perversely, I find it's actually easier to go straight for the second tier, if you like. There we go. Level 2. Hallelujah. It's easier to go straight for the second level and go for the branches and plank bases, because the other, the twigs one is really difficult because you have to have so many sticks. And you can see how many sticks I have got. 31 after the amount of trees I've hit. And you also need the cotton to make the rope. So I find that the wood bits, wood parts are much easier to craft. Here we go. So weapons, tools. I want a heavy metal axe. Nice. Let's have one of those crafting, and then we'll have a look at this. We need foundation plank. How many of these can I actually make? 12 logs. Do I need some more logs? We've got 8. Yes, we need some more logs. So let's get hitting stuff. Okay, so I just broke my my stone axe. This one should have better durability, and it may. This is our metal axe, which is just finished crafting. Gathered stick to waving leaf, orange waving leaf, cherry log ×2. So I'm just having a look to see if it obviously gains us anything different. Log 2, so we might have a higher material gain count there. I'm not sure. I'd have to study it to be sure, but I think we're getting more materials per swing here. So that's going to help us to gain, to get there faster. You can see I get an awful lot of straw, so I actually end up with the problem I have. Sometimes things don't stack properly as well. With the problem I have with storage, I often end up just throwing a lot of stuff out because I can only currently carry things that are in my inventory. Anything else cannot be saved, so I end up probably, dropping an awful lot of straw. It is used for certain, crafting recipes, of course. Now, we should actually be able to place one of these now. If I can find my campfire. Let's just put that away for a moment. I know it was downhill of the Diplo. There we go, down here. So, let's see if we can start making ourselves a little base here. This should be level enough for us to do this. Now, you can't move building pieces once you've made them, so it's a good idea to make sure that you're going to be able to put a few together. But you're going to have enough space to do that. So, which is always difficult to judge, I find, but if we do this, whoops, we put this here, and I put it sort of higher rather than lower. I don't know, somewhere in the middle like that. There we go. And can we put another one next to it? Nice. There we go. And we'll probably run out of... Oh, can I not put one there? Oh, I can. Oh, okay. I've run out of materials, but apart from that, we can. So there we go. We have started a base. Now, we can... I might struggle to get into it, or indeed on it. Now, we can make steps that we can get up to there in, obviously. We've got foundations is all we've done so far, but we can make... Yes, it's all plank stuff. Overlap. So, overlap for your tier 2 houses. Okay. Don't know what an overlap would mean. Roof and walls, stairs, but that's interior stairs. We can make some steps to get up to the house with as well, and we can make walls with windows. I don't think we can do that right now because we haven't got what we need. Oh, and you need some metal for that as well. We've got lots of that. We've just run out of logs. We've only got 5 logs. But now we've got our metal axe, we're going to find it a lot easier to gather the materials for that. So there we go, folks. That is basically just a running start of, you know, from nothing to level 2. Whoop. Have we got ourselves a pickaxe yet? We have not, because we need more stone. Okay, I must have used up my stone. So we're going to need to gather some more stone in order to make that. But you can see these are our basic tools. Weapons, you know, we've got firearms in there as well as sort of fairly fantastic, fantasy-looking swords and what have you. Silver ore, and you need to be level 5 for that. And obviously this is just for starters. Eventually we're going to have more stuff than this, I would imagine. Your 6 tiers of armor there. And then, yeah, various bits of sort of building that you can place down, plus decorative items as well. And we can do farming as well. Farming is a thing here. Taming animals, of course. You tame animals. And don't forget, the USP of this game, if you like, is the ability to tame, well, overcome world bosses in order to be able to adopt the form of the spirit animals. So eagles, dragons, bears, I don't know what else, all sorts of things which you can then turn into and fly, if they can fly, and sort of do all the things that you'd expect them to be able to do, which is going to have to help with the combat as well, I would imagine. So I have not yet got to the stage where I can do that, but I believe that there is an instance that you can go into as low as level 5, which will grant you the ability, should you succeed in your endeavours, to take on the form of an eagle. So that's something I'm still working towards. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been vaguely useful for anybody who's just, you know, sort of wanting to start playing or wondering whether they should. My advice would be, at the moment, there's a lot of bugs. I really come across quite a few of them, but it is in very early access. It's only just released and a lot's going to change. The same caveat applies to any early access game. We don't know for sure how far the development's going to go, in which direction it's going to go, but the devs seem very responsive to all the feedback that they're getting on Discord and on the Steam forums as well. So I can say that for it. It shows a lot of potential in my view, but if you prefer a game to be a little bit more completed, if you like, then perhaps wait a while and just keep watching and see how it develops. Also, feel free to leave me your comments if you've tried this game out as well. Yeah, let me know if you think that there's potential to do a Let's Play of this series further down the line, because I say at the moment I'm struggling because I can't store items, which really is a bottleneck to progress. And then there's various other things which I think can maybe bugs, like the you die if you swim too far bug. You die of nothing in particular when you swim too far. I don't know. There are actually water creatures, but I haven't seen any. I've just randomly died when there was nothing there. So I don't know if that's a bug or an intended thing to make you not swim very far. We're supposed to make boats to get to other islands, so that may be as intended. I don't know. It's just a little bit weird, and you never quite know when it's going to happen to you, so steer clear of the water. Yeah, so there you go, folks. Hit the like button if you like what you've seen here today. Feel free to comment, and I do hope you'll join me on the channel soon for another video. Till then, keep gaming, stay happy, and bye-bye for now.